Greetings to one and all. Welcome to today's video lecture on internet frauds. So, my dear students, as we all live in today's generation of internet era, we know that the frauds and the crimes have been increasing on the scale of technology. People have started analyzing and realizing new techniques of committing crimes without their physical existence. That's on the virtual world. So, in this slide or in this presentation, we will be seeing about what is internet fraud and what are the various types of frauds. So, fraud can be elaborated as fake, racket, artificial, underworld, and deception. So, this all words are negative which are connected with the term fraud. So, moving on, what exactly is internet fraud? The term internet fraud refers generally to any type of fraud scheme that uses one or more components of the internet, such as chat room, email, message boards, or website, to present fraudulent solutions to prospective victims. So, if you see in this, it states that a person uses various avenues such as chat rooms, email ID, your various websites, sending them messages, sending them calls to gain access of their information and conduct fraudulent activities. So, if you see here, why do we have to discuss the frauds which are conducted on the internet? So, the complaints alone received in 2018, that is 12 years back, were 2,75,000, and the total loss was $25 million, which has become in billions in today's current scenario. 29% of internet users have purchased goods from scam emails. Scam emails are like selling your goods and services on a cheaper rate, but actually they don't sell them. They actually take the money from the users and never provide the products or services. So, if you see here, there are various tools which are used to commit this fraudulent activities, such as you have emails, you have chat room, you have websites, messages, boards, portals, and web auctions. So, these are the various tools or avenues, I can say, which the hackers or the thieves uses to convey their or send their message to the genuine users. So, if you see here, there are various types of internet frauds taking place. We have debit card and credit card fraud, we have business deceit, we have recruitment deceit, we have conflict check scam, advance fee frauds, and non-delivery of goods and services fraud. So, let's see each fraud one by one. In addition to that, we also have spoofing or phishing scam, which means taking your personal details by asking few questions. You have investment rip-off, where they ask you to invest certain amount every month and you will get a lump sum amount, but you'll never get it. Then you have identity theft, you have Ponzi scheme, you have frauds, auction fraud. So, let's see. First one, we have internet, that is credit card or debit card fraud. This is the most common type of fraud which is going on these days, where people ask for your PIN code or your CVV number and your full name. They call you regarding your late payment, or they call you asking for your details, and you believe them to be the bank people and you share your details with them. But actually they use this detail to withdraw cash from your account. That's why you have to never share your bank details with anyone. Next, you have business deceit. That is, in this case, fraudsters themselves present themselves as a genuine business people and collect passwords, numbers, information so that they can use this information for future transaction and sell your data. Then you have recruitment deceit. This means people tell they will give you job but you should pay them certain amount prior. So this also happens to a lot of students who are looking out for job. When someone is looking out for job, these people reach out to them and they say, pay us 1,000, 2,000 rupees and we will get you a good job. But they will rip them off with the cash and never provide them with a job. Next, we have conflict or counterfeit checks. This means the check is duplicate. It may look authentic, original, but actually it is duplicate and is fraud. It is not accepted in any bank. Next, we have advance fee fraud, which means this is like the fraudsters will tell you have to pay advance fee or your fee payment for a certain credit card is pending and to make it on so and so transaction and so account. So people will think it is genuine and make their payment, but it is actually a fraud which will never go to their bank account. Then we have non-delivery of goods and services. So always check the seller if he is genuine, always see his ratings if it is good, and then proceed to buy the further goods and services. What happens here is many of the company people who are frauds will make a good presentation of the goods and service and sell their goods at a very cheap price. So when a genuine customer sees this, he will think, okay, this is a offer and I can purchase this at a lower price, and they will pay the price and never receive the goods or service. Then you have spoofing or phishing fraud. This is one of the most common types of frauds again, where people ask for certain information about yourself, that is your name, your account number, your password, to purchase goods in future date or to remove your money from your account. Then we have identity theft. Identity theft is where people steal your full name, your address, your account details, your photographs. These all are sold on an online market so that these people can advertise their products to you. Even selling your identity is theft these days. Then we have Ponzi scheme. Ponzi scheme is where people create a company and tell people that if you deposit certain amount of sum every year or every month, you will receive so much percentage of interest or profit based on your investment. So we had recently a big case of IMA, I Monetary Fund, which was a scam which happened in Bangalore. It was a total of 4,000 crore scam where people were duped off. They had invested their money, and on one fine day the owner of the company had ran away with all the money. Then we have auction frauds. Auction frauds are where people encourage other people online to place their bets for a certain amount, for a certain good or item, and they collect the amount and never pay them back. So how can we be safe from this internet frauds? First thing is, know whom you're dealing with. As I said, make sure the seller of a particular good or service is genuine. Look for information about the complaints which are raised already regarding that seller. Be aware that no complaints is guarantee. So make sure the feedback which the other people have given is genuine. Don't believe promises of easy money. If someone is offering you money which is without any hard work, then don't fall for it. So how can you be safe from the internet frauds? So think twice before you do business or transaction with a new customer. Beware of the fraudsters and imposters who are out there. Beware of dangerous downloads. Even downloads are very dangerous these days, guys. So make sure you have an antivirus in your mobile phone or laptop so that it scans all your downloads. So thank you. This was one of the small topic from your module 5 of e-business. So this sums up all your topics. So if you have any question, you can please reach out to me. Thank you and stay safe.